Well, fresh off of our first round exit against the Florida Panthers, there is one question that was, we'll say, present in the comment section of the last episode. Why is Cole Huckins the captain? Well, I'll tell you this. Initially, once I saw oh man, we were so close to making the playoffs. Let's go ahead. Now that we're competitive and it matters, let's name our captains. I just never bothered to change it. And, yeah, I didn't change it. So Huckins, LaRue, and Laflemme have the letters, which I feel like is what's going to happen anyway. But I feel like the obvious shout is for Sauve to be captain. No, I feel like the obvious shout is that people want LaRue to be the captain. So let me know in the comment section of this video. We won't have a poll for it, but just, hey, let me know what you think. Leave the old comments, thumbs up the old comments that you agree with. You know how YouTube works at this point. Regardless, we're going to get this team set for the start of next season. I don't know if we'll get into next season in this episode. It might be a little bit shorter because, again, there's not as much to do. For the first time, we're not simming an entire season draft to draft. I don't know if I necessarily expect us to be a playoff team again next season. Matter of fact, I absolutely doubt it and think that this was absolutely a fluke. But, hey, you never know. So we'll treat it as if we are going to be perennial playoff contenders, as I feel like we've seen Colorado and Toronto in the finals quite a few times already. Award-wise, yeah, it's Toronto's second title in 4 years. Huh. Yeah, Clarence S. Campbell. Yeah, they beat Colorado 2 times now. They've beaten Colorado in the final. I thought so. So we'll just scroll through the awards here. Great season there for Jonathan Huberdeau. Austin Matthews won the Conn Smythe. Corpacari won the Vezina. No real surprise, but we will never forget the day that the Newfie Growlers put up 8 goddamn goals on the Panthers. That Panthers team, by the way, in a playoff game. And did we take home any hardware? No, we did not. No real surprise there. So that brings our season to a close, officially, the season in general to a close. As we take a look here, Hugo Laflemme, great improvement. Some good improvement as well from quite a few players. You see where LaPierre and Boucher are now. Of course, you look at and I do prioritize, I'd say, you'll see a lot more natural growth as opposed to loshing, where there's only one example of natural growth. That's why I often look at the green. Big natural growth there for Aiden Hannon, up to a 77. Cousineau, up to a 77 as well. Good improvement there for Sean Bates, who we, of course, debated signing, no pun intended, at some points. There's Belmar, Marcourt, Sean Robidas, 21 years old, but might be a fourth liner in the future. Of course, Wes Corazzini, who was drafted recently, big improvement for him there. Overall, very happy yet again with what we're seeing here. Deschamps improves as well, up to a 70. Nothing crazy, though. So, yeah, decent development here. Geet up to a 67 now at 20 years old, medium elite. Not too bad. We might just have an opportunity at Rayom up to a 52, so don't know if we'll exactly see him develop, but we are in line for a pretty interesting offseason. Of course, we are not in the lottery for the very first time. The hope, though, is that some of the guys that we have available to us here are actually half decent. I doubt it. Patrick Kane retires out in Henderson. Leading the way, though. Damn, 1,600 points. And amongst the defensemen, Victor Hedman also retires as a member of the Vegas organization. For goaltenders, Braden Holtby, over 1,000 games by the end of his career. And Mark Scheifele becomes a coach. Not too shabby. So let's see how this goes. I am not really anticipating this draft. We get the 17th pick, which isn't surprising. Let's see who is available to us here, and there we go. We knew it was likely to be the first round pick that we ended up getting, and indeed, it will be Pierre Leroy, a defenseman from Moncton. I'm not against getting another defenseman by any means. Really good point totals, pretty good attributes across the board. Sergei Gonchar comparison, I don't hate it. Pierre Leroy is the obvious and the only choice. He is a 68 overall, medium top 4. So another decent defenseman added into the mix for this team. However, from here is where it becomes a nightmare. Quebec, not available. Sherbrooke, not available. Chicoutimi is a no. Val-d'Or is a no. Blondeville, whatever. No. Drummondville, no. Rimouski, Sherbrooke, Noranda, Quebec, Blainville, Victoriaville, Plainville, Chicoutimi. Cesar Duchesne is the next player available for us. Good God. So again, I didn't lie. It wasn't clickbait. This is going to be our worst draft by far. We have 2 players who are projected to actually be drafted, and then someone like Keaton Cyphers, who is at least a medium 7th. This is by far and away the worst draft we're going to have in this series. Cesar Duchesne might have some positives to him, maybe as an overager. We'll pick him up. He is a low top 9. Let's get through this nightmare as fast as we possibly can, please. Let's go back to the queue. Do we have anybody here by potential who could be half decent? There is Alex Zimmerman, who we might as well risk it for, even though he's projected to be drafted way down there. There's a member of the Titan, Roy Jocelyn, goaltender. Charlottetown Islander and Tim Orr, an overager. Of course, Cyphers in Moncton. Brutal. And then we get into the unknowns. Cool, so we'll take the people who aren't unknowns, and we will start off. I mean, all of these guys are going to be terrible, so let's just rip this Band-Aid off. Let's go for Keaton Cyphers, 17-year-old big boy left defenseman from Moncton. Terrible, but he's got good character, so that's good. Low 7th is my guess. That's right, it was medium 7th. Low 7th is my guess for any other defenseman that we happen to pick up. It's a good thing we've had some decent drafts before this. We go back to the pin players. None of these guys are going to be this good. Alec Zimmerman out of Moncton is the pick. He is a 51 overall, medium bottom 6. Good God. Honestly, I'd take him over Domingue, though. Low top 6 for defense is garbage. We go to the 5th round, where it will be Mr. Roy Jocelyn, goaltender from the Titan, who is low fringe. Yuck. Low fringe. Oh, baby, that's a horrible potential. And then we have Tim, don't call me Colton Orr. 20 years old. He's got good teammate utilization. He's a center who has bad face-offs. Oh, God. What? What? Okay. Sure. You know what? I guess from now on, we'll start every other time in this damn series. If we had selected somebody who was outside of the top 250 or so, they'd never have a good potential. It's always low 7th. This dude's randomly just a low elite. I know he's 20. He's not going to make it. But what the hell, dude? Come on. We go to the 7th round. I don't think it's officially, it's no longer our worst draft yet. So that's pretty cool. What dumb shit can we sort by to make this hilarious? It's a bunch of overagers. There's some younger players as well that we could take in this draft instead of having them be 18 next year. So I want to look at those particular players. And you got like Renee Renaud, the 18-year-old. Who's the heaviest? Well, the lightest is Brock Weaver. Brock Weaver. Why the hell does that name sound familiar? Oh, minus the C. It's an MMA fighter. I thought so. There we go. God, Zach Forrest, DeAndre Funk. Who's the shortest? A couple 5'8", Lalim, Funk. Okay, maybe we'll take Funk. Who's the biggest? Alexandre Lepapino. Schwinnigan, Chicoutimi. I mean, 6'4" is not that big. Wayne Muzzin. Like, give me like Dylan McElrath, you know? Okay, and then for the overagers, there's obviously going to be a metric butt ton, as they say. Who says that? I don't know, but I just did, so now you know someone who says it. And yeah, here you get to see all of the trash players that never showed up, never drew a dime. Okay, so let's go call a timeout. Let's see if we can somehow strike gold here in the 7th round. Am I putting way more time into this than deserves to be? Yes, but here are all the players. So we have Alexandre Bergeron, 17 years old, 25 points, no info. There is Cedric Hillen, one of the overagers, Cape Breton. I mean, an okay-ish point total. There's Daniel Brule, 6'3", goaltender, 940 and only 7. Okay. DeAndre Funk was one of the super short players. And there's also a Ronson, another overager. What about DeBow? Played one game as a goalie and had a .972 save percentage. What? Goulet, 34 points. Marchand, one of the big boys, 48 penalty minutes. Muzzin, one of the big boys. I mean, clearly we got to take the goalie who played one game and was great. Jacques Dubois is the pick. How good is he? Medium fringe, 47 overall. So chat. We're on Twitch now, apparently. Comment section. Chat. Man. We actually didn't do that bad. We didn't do that badly, all things considered. I certainly expected that draft to be a hell of a lot worse. Now, we are in line to have to completely redo the coaching staff, which kind of sucks. We start off with the goaltenders. We are obviously going to cut Peter Mrazek. Elliot Cousineau needs to be re-signed. Old Nicky Roux will be hanging around for a long time as well. And we'll leave Jocelyn and Dubois, the goalie, unsigned for now. We go to the top. Philippe Sauve. Oy vey, it's oy vey. Yep, we're moving on. Plandowski also going to be signed. And from there is where we have to start paying attention and prioritizing. I mean, Camachi's made some improvements, but I'm not holding my breath. Like, we're going to have to count out the defense, so we'll come back. And then for the forwards, some big deals are up. LaPierre gets a big money deal. Boucher gets a big money deal. Duchesne gets a decent money deal. Johan Loshing be hanging around as well. Mr. Gill, old Gill, he'll be signed. Vidashek, he'll be a good AHLer for us for years to come. And then there's Josh Lawrence, and Brady Burns, and Kearns, and Oliver. And, I mean, Holden can be signed. Like, maybe somehow, some way you'll make it. Anybody else here who isn't, like, complete garbage? Not really. So let's make sure everybody signs, and they do. So again, goalies, we're fine. Defensemen is where we have to count it out. Technically, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll say 6 with the Rocher. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. I mean, like, Levino's never going to make it. Traverse is probably never going to make it. Friggin's never going to make it. Honestly, Benjamin Rude's got to go. I hate to say it. 6'5", 230, but the 6th round pick in 2020 just isn't going to make it. So Ben Rude's going to be cut, as is Nathan Drapeau, 3rd round pick in 2023. We'll just go ahead and cut ties with him. And from there, everybody else will be brought back, hopefully. DeRoche, Mr. Rycroft. Mr. Brantz will be brought back. Frank Jenkins. And Mr. Camachi. And for the forwards, this where it gets interesting too. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 8 with Hannon. 16. And obviously we're looking for our 24s. So Roby Dodd down. That would be 24 with Holden. So then 1. I mean, McGinnis is going to be cut. 2, 3. Okay. I mean, again, we don't want to sign too many players. Let's get this. Let's get the obvious out of the way. Antoine Lefebvre is going to be cut. 5th round pick in 2024. He's garbage. Yeah, McGinnis. 23 years old, 5th round pick in 2026. Obviously, Theo is never going to make it. He's gone. Barbashev. Don't know your first name. Maxim Barbashev. 2022 5th rounder. You are gone. And Mario Venier, 5th round pick in 2023. You are gone. From there, I think we can hold on to everybody else to at least ice a competent AHL team. So Oliver, Garlock, even the likes of Brady Burns and DeKearns and J-Law can be brought back. So we'll advance a day again. And I think some people rejected. That's got to be the defenseman, right? So Branson, Jenkins both declined. And you know what? Screw it. We'll let them go. We'll let them go. They say they want to re-sign, but fine. I'll let you hold me up for more money. You don't sign these deals, though. You can eat pant and kick rocks. What do we got for forwards? Just to make sure we're not missing anybody, the person to reject was J-Law. So because you once had Connor McDavid like trade value just about because you had like 30 points in a season. All right, that trio is going to be out because, yeah, I'm not going to overpay them. So I do have to redo the coaching staff and everything. So you know what? Maybe just, I could redo it now, but then I could also get you a look at what the team's going to be. Or I could just do this off screen. Next episode, staff set up, team set up the best it can be, and the captains are decided. That's what we're going to do. So that'll do it for this one. Like I said, shorter episode, but we go through the draft. And again, by the time I rejoin you in the next episode, we'll be ready to go for our next season, and we will know who our captains happen to be. Will it still be the Huck? I hope so, at least. Thank you all. I love you all. I will see you next time. Until then, have a good one. Take it easy. Stay safe. And bye-bye.